Despite the fatigue in my body, my mind's alert, so I let Peta sleep long past our usual switch. In fact, a soft grey day has begun when I shake his shoulder. He looks out, almost in alarm. I slept the whole night? That's not fair, Cadus. You should have woken me. I stretch and burrow down in the bag. I'll sleep now. Wake me if anything interesting happens. Apparently nothing does, because when I open my eyes, bright hot afternoon light gleams through the rocks. Any sign of our friend? I ask. Peta's head shakes. No, he's keeping a disturbingly low profile. How long do you think we'll have before the game makers drive us together? I ask. Well, Foxface died almost a day ago, so there's been plenty of time for the audience to place bets and get bored. I guess it could happen at any moment, says Peta. Yeah, I have a feeling today's the day, I say. I sit up and look at the peaceful terrain. I wonder how they'll do it. Peta remains silent. There's not really any good answer. Well, until they do, no sense in wasting a hunting day, but we should probably eat as much as we can hold, just in case we run into trouble, I say. Peta packs up our gear, while I lay out a big meal. The rest of the rabbits, roots, greens, the rolls spread with the last bit of cheese. The only thing I leave in reserve is the squirrel and apple. By the time we're done, all that's left is a pile of rabbit bones. My hands are greasy, which only adds to my growing feeling of grubbiness. Maybe we don't bathe daily in the seam, but we keep cleaner than I have of late. Except for my feet, which have walked in the stream, I'm covered in a layer of grime. Leaving the cave has a sense of finality about it. I don't think there will be another night in the arena somehow. One way or the other, dead or alive, I have the feeling I'll escape it today. I give the rocks a pat goodbye, and we head down to the stream to wash up. I can feel my skin itching for the cool water. I may do my hair and braid it back wet. I'm wondering if we might even be able to give our clothes a quick scrub when we reach the stream, or what used to be the stream. Now there's only a bone-dry bed. I put my hand down to feel it. Not even a little damp. They must have drained it while we slept, I say. Fear of the cracked tongue, aching body, and fuzzy mind brought on by my previous dehydration creeps into my consciousness. Our bottles and skin are fairly full, but with 2 drinking. And this hot sun, it won't take long to deplete them. The lake, says Peta. That's where they want us to go. Maybe the ponds still have some, I say hopefully. We can check, he says, but he's just humoring me. I'm humoring myself because I know what I'll find when we return to the pond where I soaked my leg. A dusty, gaping mouth of a hole. But we make the trip anyway, just to confirm what we already know. You're right, I say. They're driving us to the lake, where there's no cover, where they're guaranteed a bloody fight to the death, with nothing to block their view. Do you want to go straight away or wait until the water's tapped out? Let's go now while we've had food and rest. Let's just go end this thing, he says. I nod. It's funny. I feel almost as if it's the first day of the games again, that I'm in the same position. 21 tributes are dead, but I still have yet to kill Cato. And really, wasn't he always the one to kill? Now it seems the other tributes were just minor obstacles, distractions keeping us from the real battle of the games. Cato and me. But no, there's the boy waiting beside me. I feel his arms wrap around me. 2 against 1 should be a piece of cake, he says. Next time we eat, it will be in the capital, I answer. You bet it will, he says. We stand there a while, locked in an embrace, feeling each other, the sunlight, the rustle of the leaves at our feet. Then, without a word, we break apart and head for the lake. I don't care now that Peta's footfalls and rodents scurrying make birds take wing. We have to fight Cato, and I'd just as soon do it here as on the plain. But I doubt I'll have that choice. The game makers want us in the open. Then in the open, we will be. We stop to rest for a few moments under a tree where the careers trap me, the husk of the trackerjacker nest beaten to a pulp by the heavy rains and dried in the burning sun confirms the location. I touch it with the tip of my boot, and it dissolves into dust that is quickly carried off by the breeze. I can't help looking up in the tree, where Rue, secretly perched, waiting to save my life. Trackerjackers, Glimmer's bloated body, the terrifying hallucinations. Let's move on, I say, wanting to escape the darkness that surrounds this place. Peta doesn't object. Given our late start to the day, when we reach the plain, it's already early evening. There's no sign of Cato, no sign of anything, of the gold cornucopia glowing in the slanting sun rays. Just in case Cato decided to pull a fox face on us, we circle the cornucopia to make sure it's empty. Then obediently, as if following instructions, we cross to the lake and fill our water containers. I frown in the shrinking sun. We don't want to fight him after dark. There's only the one pair of glasses. Peter carefully squeezes drops of iodine into the water. Maybe that's what he's waiting for. What do you want to do? Go back to the cave? Either that or find a tree. But let's give him another half an hour or so. Then we'll take cover, I answer. We sit by the lake in full sight. There's no point in hiding now. In the trees at the edge of the plain, I can see the mockingjays flitting about, bouncing melodies back and forth between them like brightly colored balls. I open my mouth and sing out Rue's 4-note run. I can feel them pause curiously at the sound of my voice, listening for more. I repeat the notes in the silence. First, one mockingjay trills the tune back, then another. Then the whole world comes alive with the sound. Just like your father, says Peta. My fingers find the pin on my shirt. That's Rue's song, I say. I think they remember it. The music swells and I recognize the brilliance of it. As the notes overlap, they complement one another, forming a lovely, unearthly harmony. It was this sound, then, thanks to Rue, that sent the orchard workers of District 11 home each night. Does someone start it at quitting time, I wonder, now that she's dead? For a while, I just close my eyes and listen, mesmerized by the beauty of the song. Then something begins to disrupt the music. Runs cut off in jagged, imperfect lines, dissonant notes interspersed with the melody. The mockingjays' voices rise up in a shrieky cry of alarm. We're on our feet, Peta wielding his knife, me poised to shoot, when Cato smashes through the trees and bears down on us. He has no spear, in fact his hands are empty, yet he runs straight for us. My first arrow hits his chest and inexplicably falls aside. He's got some kind of body armor, I shout to Peta. Just in time, too, because Cato was upon us. I brace myself, but he rockets right between us with no attempt to check his speed. I can tell from his panting, the sweat pouring off his purplish face, that he's been running hard a long time. Not toward us, but from something. But what? My eyes scan the woods, just in time to see the first creature leap onto the plain. As I'm turning away, I see another half-dozen join it. Then I'm stumbling blindly after Cato, with no thought of anything but to save myself.